Welcome to Girl Island,
where we uphold women's rights
and women's wrongs.
I'm Kim,
I'm Allison.
and here we go.
Yep.
Hello, homosexuals.
Hey, gays.
Hi, Allison. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm crashing out left and right, but hey.
We persist.
We do, indeed. How do we know each other?
I'm gonna kill myself editing when I'm having to listen to my laugh over and over and over again, and it's breaking the sound barrier.
Mm-hmm.
Happy 1 month anniversary
to us working on the podcast.
Of us working on the podcast and re-recording and re-recording and re-recording over and over and over again because we just
trial and error. Yeah,
trying to figure it out.
For sure. That's how it goes.
Yeah.
And we actually have real mics now.
We have real mics.
Yeah, we're not just trying to record on the little fuck ass gamer mic that your stepdad handed off to us.
Yeah.
He was like, "Here, I'm not going to use it."
It's kind of actually broken too.
Is it really?
It doesn't stand up correctly.
Yeah, well, I did put those bolts in it that came with my chair assembly kit. But yeah, it still is it's like a fuck ass gamer mic.
I know. It was time for an upgrade, and hey, we upgraded. I feel so powerful.
I know.
I'm gonna cover my microphone in stickers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try and find stickers worthy enough, and then probably overthink it.
Oh, I have stickers. I'll share.
See, I'm someone, I struggle to put stickers on things. You're the opposite. You put stickers on everything.
Mm-hmm. They're there to use. You know, I want to experience my stickers and enjoy them to their fullest potential.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, and that's my outlook on life.
Hey, that's a good way to be.
So we started a podcast.
Indeed.
How do we know each other, Allison?
Gosh. I mean...
Oh, gosh.
I mean... when did we even meet? I don't even know when we met. We were surely children.
Okay. Circa the 2010s, if not...
earlier.
2008?
Because we went to the same middle school.
Did we go to the same elementary school?
I believe so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
The B ones?
Yes.
Yes. We went to the same school. We've gone to school together. You've just been a year below me.
Okay.
And then, I was always friends with some people in your friend group, or neighbors with people in your friend group. And my dad and your grandma were in the same community service organization.
Yes.
We'd see each other through that.
Yeah.
So we've always
we've been around each other.
Been around.
Our whole lives.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In high school, we had culinary classes together.
Mm-hmm.
And we would hang out.
Yeah.
Back when I was in, my peak K-pop phase and you were in your peak 21 Pilots phase.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ouch.
I had a BAP phone case and you had black lipstick.
Oh.
It was a time.
That black lipstick.
It was a look, honestly.
You know what? Our chemistry teacher, our honors chem teacher, who you know.
Yeah.
I wore that black lipstick to class one day, and first thing he said to me when I walked into class was, "Did you take a Sharpie to your face?"
He would say something like that.
And
he's in my D&D group now.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Yeah, he did say that, and I did crash out over it.
Wow.
Yeah. And then in my yearbook, because I almost failed his class, he put, "You shouldn't have taken my class."
Damn.
I know.
Yeah, he will just tell it to you exactly how he sees it.
Yeah.
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 Anyways, so we go way back.
Yeah.
You and I.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Oh my gosh. Now, as adults, we've reconnected as buddies.
We have lesbian friends. Yeah.
And I actually didn't know you were lesbian, like, actually, until we hung out for the first time.
Okay. See, I didn't know that you were a lesbian until you, like, posted on Facebook about it. God.
Yeah, well, I only posted on Facebook to, like, because I was mad at my grandma.
Okay, here's the saga of, like, I think I got back from my Central America trip, and you messaged me on Instagram, like, hey, do you want to model for sometime? And I was like, whoa, that would be cool. And then nothing ever came of that.
Yeah.
And then I saw you post on Facebook last fall about being gay, and I was like, Kim?
Yeah.
A homosexual?
Me?
One of us?
Yeah.
And so then I messaged you on Facebook, and I was like, hey, like, we gotta hang sometime. It's been forever. We should catch up.
And I was like, oh my God, sure. And then I told my stepmom, I was like, hey, an old friend from high school, like, reached out to me, like, I think I'm gonna hang out. And she was like, oh, that girl? Isn't she gay? And I went, Allison? Gay? A homosexual? And then I went on your Instagram, and then I was like, is she? Like, I couldn't tell.
How did your stepmom know I was gay?
Was it my stepmom or my mom?
How would either of them know I was gay?
Hey, you know how moms are.
Yeah.
They know things.
They do.
So, I don't know. So, either my mother or my stepmother knew you were gay. Maybe even both of them. Who knows? And then I was like, oh, Allison. And then we talked about it when we hung out. And I was like, oh my God, 2 gay girls. Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The lesbians, we gotta come together.
We gotta, because let's be realistic, this is a small town.
It's a small town.
Where's another lesbian?
And as much as I love my bisexual friends and their boyfriends, it's not the same as having a lesbian friend.
It's not.
Yeah.
Simply not. There's only one other lesbian in this town, and I know that because I was on Hinge, like, months ago.
Who is it?
My dad's ex-girlfriend's cousin.
Yeah. Yeah. This is too small of a town.
Too small of a town.
Yeah.
I went to their family reunions. I'm not going to swipe on her.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
You can't. That's like an incestuous swipe at that point.
I know. It was too close to home. I was like, this feels wrong.
Yeah.
So.
I know. It is such a small town. And it's like such a small town that I feel like when you are swiping on the apps, the pool is just so small that it automatically lowers your standards. And that's why I'm not on dating apps anymore.
Yeah, the dating apps had me, like, looking at people 3 hours away from me.
Yeah, truly.
4 hours away from me. That's not doable.
No.
I'm not going to do that.
No.
So.
No. The dating pool was so dismal that I dated a Nepo baby for almost a year.
Oh, no.
Hey.
We all make mistakes.
We all make mistakes.
We all make mistakes.
But how old were you when you realized you were a lesbian?
Bitch, last year.
Last year?
24 years old.
Deadass last year.
Bitch, yes.
Whoa. Wait, what was your big realization?
My stepmom.
Oh, okay.
Whoa, that sounds wrong. I mean, like, my stepmom told me I was.
Yeah, she called you out.
She called me out. So I, for, I guess, context, have only dated men up until recently. My entire teenage to adult life.
And you identified as?
Bi, question mark. Also had a bit of an asexual phase.
We've all been there.
We've all been there. But bi with a question mark. I was kind of just like, I'm queer, I think. And that was that. And anyway, so when I broke up with my ex-boyfriend who I'd been with for 6 years, jump scare.
It's so long.
I know, it was truly the longest fucking trial and tribulation of my life. But my stepmom was like, I was talking to her and she was like, hey, what you're saying sounds really gay. And I was like, there's no way. Me, a homosexual? No.
but I'm a cheerleader. Have you seen that movie?
Yeah. And yeah, and I was like, there's no way. And she was like, you think about girls and I don't. And I was like, so you're saying not every girl thinks about girls? And she was like, no, not every girl thinks about girls. And I was like, whoa. And then hence my realization that I was in fact gay, because apparently straight girls don't think about girls when they hook up with guys.
Yeah.
Apparently that's really gay.
It is.
So here I am.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we all have to figure it out somehow.
When did you first realize that you were homosexual?
Oh my gosh. So, I mean, I had a very long asexual era where I was just like, I don't like anybody. All throughout high school, I was like, I'm simply asexual. And then in my senior year of high school, I actually went on exchange and I lived in Taiwan for a year. And when I went to Taiwan, I was in this group of like 40-ish exchange students who were in the same city as me. We would like all go to different schools, but we would kind of collectively hang out. And so many of those people were fruity as hell. And my best friends were a fellow American girl, a Brazilian guy, and a French girl. And they all identified as bi at the time. And I was like, I feel like I'm kind of on the same wavelength as y'all. I feel like we're vibing in a similar way. And I was like, I guess that's me. I guess maybe I'm bi. So I kind of played around with the idea of like, maybe I'm bi, but didn't really like accept anything or really embrace anything. And I had 2 crushes on exchange, and one of them was like, actually, we need to cut that. I don't want to talk about my crushes.
Okay.
But yeah, so all throughout exchange, I was kind of questioning, like, bi? Question mark? And I did end up dating a guy in college for about 2.5 years. But it just never totally felt 100% right. Great person, but just not, there's always like something a little off for me. And so we ended up breaking up, and that was the first time I was like really on dating apps. Just kidding. Oh no. During my asexual era, when I got back from exchange, I actually joined a lesbian dating app as under the asexual label. That was a sign for sure. That was a moment.
Did you, while you were on that dating app, did you swipe on anyone?
I actually went on a few dates.
Whoa. Where were you?
Go anywhere.
Where were you located?
I was living in.
Oh my god. Wow.
We'll
I have to believe that.
I was living very close to my hometown.
Yeah.
And yeah, actually met up with at least like 2 girls.
Oh,
but
my
I was
god.
like, I'm asexual.
Oh my god.
And then I ended up like reconnecting with someone from this guy from exchange, and then we dated, and then I was like, I guess I'm bi then. This feels really nonsensical. Should I start over?
No, I think that makes total sense. The guy you saw the second time, wait,
same guy.
Same guy.
So we were on exchange together.
That.
We were on exchange together. We didn't date on exchange.
Word. Okay.
We just had like kind of a vibe.
Yes. Now I'm
and
remembering.
Then he went back to his country. I stayed for another couple months. I went back to my country. Was like still in my asexual era. Joined a lesbian dating app. Just to make gay friends. Apparently.
Totally.
As an asexual. Nothing, it didn't never go anywhere. And then met up with that guy again, and then we dated for 2.5 years.
Got it.
I was like in college at that time. We broke up, and then after we broke up, I like joined dating apps and was like swiping on guys really for the first time. And there was like one guy that I like went on a couple of dates with. I was like saw for a few weeks. But there was, again, it was like something was kind of off. I was like, something's just not right. It's just not totally jamming. And one of my roommates in college had a birthday, and a bunch of girls came over to celebrate her birthday. They like pre-gamed and went out to the bars. And our youngest roommate was not 21, so she couldn't go out to the bars with them. So I was like, I'm going to stay sober. I'm going to stay home. I'm going to hang out with the youngest roommate. But I will hang out with everyone while you're all pre-gaming. One of the girls that came over was like a friend of my roommate. I was like instantly obsessed. I was like, she's everything. She's gorgeous. Whoa. It had an instant crush on her, like bigger than like the guy I was like kind of sort of seeing for the last couple weeks. And I was like, I got to dump him.
Yeah.
Immediately. And I also had a moment where I like took an edible and was just like, I'm a lesbian. Yeah.
Yeah.
This feels really long-winded. And,
no, it totally makes sense. Don't you worry. I can always cut out the edible part if you want that. Whatever.
But I don't know. I feel like I had multiple realizations like throughout my life.
Yeah.
And always pushed it down. Was like,
Same.
no. Tried to like be straight.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
It doesn't ever work, does it?
And now, ever since I've had that epiphany, I've like only dated women. I've had a couple of girlfriends, but now I'm like, just want to be single.
Hey. Happy singlehood to us. It's 4 months for you, right?
I think 4.5.
4.5
months.
4.5 months for you.
Yeah.
5 months for me.
Yeah.
We're enjoying it.
I love it.
We're living life, loving life.
I love being single.
Me too.
I never want to date ever again.
I wouldn't go that far, but I'm enjoying my singlehood. No diss on my ex-girlfriend, but
yeah,
I'm this is gonna sound horrible. I'm in my selfish era. Like, I just want to do the things that I want to do.
That's good.
And another person, again, this is gonna sound so bad, another person would complicate it.
That's not bad.
You sure?
Because like I feel like you're at an age where you are doing a lot of that personal development and like self-discovery, so that's a good thing. And like having another person would complicate it and would make it more difficult to like discover yourself.
True. Yeah. Also, I like came to terms with my identity, was like, yes, I'm a lesbian, and then immediately hopped into a relationship.
Yeah, that's
I think because I was seeking self-validation. I was like, okay, well, now that I know that I'm gay, I have to prove it to myself that I'm gay. Like, right. I don't know if you had that, but like it was definitely, I was like, okay, well, like, how can I say that I like women if I've never been with a woman? And like I say that, but also like in high school, like I experimented, like I went on dates, like I knew, but it's just different as like an adult being like, okay, I say I like women now, like I have to prove it to myself in like some weird way.
I totally get that.
So yeah.
Yeah.
I immediately got into a relationship, and now that I'm out of it, feeling good. I love the pod. I love our side projects. I love hanging out with my friends. I love that I'm going to be traveling the world. And hey, fuck yeah.
Hell yeah.
Singlehood.
I know. I am in kind of like an extreme where I'm just like, I don't want to date at all. Maybe I never want to date again. I'm going to have a lavender marriage with my gay best friend from Brazil. That's where I'm at right now.
Yeah.
And it feels good.
Hey.
Yeah.
If any gay man is listening and you want a lesbian in your life, hit me up. Because, hey, it'll be even +1, +2 if you're not an American citizen.
Yeah.
And I can move. I can get out of here. We can escape. So, do you know if your friend has any friends?
I'm sure it can be arranged.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Because he's Brazilian.
Yeah.
His grandma's from Portugal.
Love.
He's going to apply and get his Portuguese citizenship.
Okay.
We get married.
Uh-huh.
We have 3 citizenships.
Mm-hmm.
And the fascists can't call us when they come for the gays.
Okay. Yeah, I'm on that.
Yeah.
If he knows anyone in Brazil.
Yeah.
Portugal.
Yeah.
How's the political climate there?
It's Europe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Tense.
Yeah. Everywhere is.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no winning at this point.
Yeah.
We're all screwed.
What can we do?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're cooked.
Yeah.
But
Huh?
we can find you a gay husband for sure.
Oh my God. Love.
I feel like a lavender marriage is the move right now.
Mm-hmm. We can always divorce.
Yeah.
And no one would have hurt feelings.
No. Open relationship.
My God.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I mean, as long as I don't have, we won't touch each other.
No.
God, that
Just
would be
a little-
horrible.
Just a sweet little hug.
Sweet little hug, a little pat on the
High
shoulder.
five.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You can throw it back at the club together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Wingman.
Yeah,
Wingwoman.
literally.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, no, sorry, fascist. I'm not gay. This is my husband. I'm married to a man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when they tried to dissolve women's bank accounts, you know,
Yeah.
like in The Handmaid's Tale,
Oh,
they'll be like, well, I have a husband.
exactly.
And we just cover for each other.
Oh, I need to find myself a gay man.
We'll get you one, girl.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
What about I was gonna say, what about your friend's uncle?
He's married
Oh, he's married?
to a Brazilian.
Wait,
Yeah.
whoa. But okay, context on your friend's uncle.
Yeah.
He, gay man,
Yes.
gets a lot of dick.
Open marriage.
Open marriage.
Mhm.
Okay.
That as a lot of gay men
Okay.
have.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But he does love to slut it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
What's his name again?
Uncle.
I love that.
He's living his best life.
Yeah.
When I was traveling, really just a lot, you
Mhm.
know, in 2022. When I got back, he asked me what my favorite flavor of pussy was in all my travels. And I said, and mind you, he is in his mid-70s.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't travel the way that you do. He was like, what? Are you calling me a slut? I was like, well, kinda. He is almost the same age as my grandparents.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God. That's crazy.
And he gets it.
He gets it.
He gets it.
Don't a lot of old people do? Or do
I guess
though?
so.
Hey.
I guess so. Oh my gosh. My coworker just texted me. She's watching the lesbian queer ultimatum.
Oh my God. Yeah.
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 Did you ever watch that?
I love Mal.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I would do anything for Mal.
Literally, yeah.
I would put my life on the line for Mal.
Yeah. I feel like the lesbian experience is watching that show and coming away from it like so down bad for Mal.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. And you're more of a femme girly too.
Yes, but did you see Mal, the way she just communicated
Oh yeah.
and just showed up in every single way that her partners needed her to?
Mhm.
Oh my God.
Yep. Imagine that.
Imagine, I love a woman.
A woman.
A woman.
Yes.
Oh,
Thank God we're lesbians.
thank God we're lesbians.
Can you imagine if we were straight?
Can you imagine me straight?
You sure tried.
I did, and it was horrible.
Yeah.
I know.
I tried too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm so unhappy with men.
Yeah.
Like, they displease me so much.
Real.
And I think it's time that we incarcerate all of them. Put them away. What are they doing?
Man. I mean, it's kind of a dark time right now where they're like incarcerating immigrants.
Oh, totally.
I'm like,
yeah.
How about the white men?
How about the white men?
Put the white men.
Put the white men away.
Yeah.
JD Vance, put him in the slammer.
Patient 1. Patient 0. God. I will say, though, my one ex-boyfriend that I have, my best relationship, the most securely attached person I've dated, the nicest, most high-quality person.
See, and I love that for you.
It just didn't work.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not my experience with men.
Right.
I've had the complete opposite.
Oh, I mean, every other man?
Horrible.
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. Trying to have friends who are straight men?
Uh-huh.
Nightmare.
Really?
Oh.
Maybe I've just found, like, the one good one.
Okay.
Yeah.
You have a good straight male friend?
Just one.
Just one.
Shout out.
Does he have a long-term relationship?
Not currently.
Okay.
Shout out.
Is he a
well, I'm gonna have to bleep his name.
Not the coworker. No, the
Yeah,
yeah,
not my coworker. Oh
I
my
was
god,
like, he's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, but you have one
straight male
man.
friend. Actually, no, I have two. The other one is also from high school. These both relationships are from high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can think of one
Mm-hmm.
but he is in like a long-term serious relationship.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm like making a new friend at dance class.
Mm-hmm.
And I think it's chill.
Mm-hmm.
But I have told myself I'm not going to be friends with straight men anymore unless they're already in relationships. So,
valid.
yeah.
Why? Did they just act differently, do you think?
They, at some point or another, throughout the course of our friendship, decide that they have feelings for me and decide to just crash out over it.
Yeah.
In some form or another.
Got it.
Yeah. And I did try to count this one time, and I think this has happened to me 9 times.
Oh my god.
Yes. And I think that's an underestimation. So I generally, as a rule of thumb, try not to be friends with men anymore.
Yeah, see, I don't have any, like, straight male friends that have happened in adulthood.
They're all left over from childhood.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so that's why we're still homies, is because we have that history together.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's the only reason why.
Yeah. That makes sense.
Why would I befriend a straight man?
I know.
Other than, like, already knowing them.
I know.
So, can't trust a straight man.
I know, you really can't.
Speaking of straight man, jump scare. I reread the master doc today.
Oh my god, you reread the whole thing.
The whole thing. And I annotated it.
Annotated it.
I highlighted.
You're so type A.
And I know. Highlighted and then wrote down notes in the margins. Yes. And yeah, I had a lot of realizations about straight men and then also my queerness. And I mean, I've read this thing before. You've read, I mean, like, every
lesbians,
we've all read it.
Yeah.
I read it first in high school.
You read it in high school?
I don't know if it was this exact document, but something like it that I found on Tumblr.
Of course. It's always Tumblr.
And I don't know if it's the master doc, because I don't know how long the master doc goes back.
We're going to have to do some research.
I'm going to have to do some research.
Yeah.
And I remember reading, like, some PDF somewhere that was on Tumblr.
Yeah.
And I read, like, the first few paragraphs, and I was like, this is too much for me.
Yeah.
And I put it down. I was like, I'm not going to read that.
Mm-hmm.
Not really thinking through why I couldn't read it.
It's always Tumblr.
It's always Tumblr.
I had a full-on lesbian blog on Tumblr.
You did.
I've told you about this.
Mm-hmm.
Full gay.
Yeah.
Girls kissing.
Yeah.
Nudes.
Yeah.
Was like, I'm asexual.
Totally.
I'm bi.
We've all been there.
God.
I know.
Always
Anyways,
Tumblr.
and then I reread the doc in college, my senior year.
Mm-hmm.
Again, first 2 pages, and I was like, I can't do this. And mind you, I was dating that long-term, relationship with that man.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, I can't read this anymore. And I did not want to even think about why. I was just like, put that on the back burner for now. And then post man breakup, my bestie just sent me the doc and was like, hey, have you read through this? And I was like, yes, I have, but it's been a minute. And then I reread it and I was sobbing because it felt like I was getting a hug from an older sister while also getting slapped in the fucking face. Like, it was
poetic.
It was everything I needed to hear and then everything I didn't want to hear.
Right.
And anyways, I annotated it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I thought we could go through it.
Let's go.
And you could add your notes as we go along.
Let's do this.
I'll read some portions.
Okay.
I even had my coworker read this today. She's straight. And she was like, wow, I didn't know about any of this. And I was like,
the straights.
It's the straights. What are you going to do? What are you going to do?
Can't live with them.
I know.
Have to.
I know. So the first section that I just circled the entire thing was, but I like fictional men / male celebrities.
See?
This
is the thing.
This is the thing.
The fictional men can't get to you.
No.
You don't have to deal with the fictional men.
Yeah.
They just exist in your mind.
I know.
They're not real people.
I know.
That's why.
I love a book character.
Yeah.
Love a man in a book.
A celebrity.
Love a celebrity.
People who can't get anywhere near you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. My favorite type of man? One who
can't
touch me.
So yes, I'll read this. Just a little portion. Mm-hmm. Lesbians are allowed to like male celebrities and fictional characters. It's usually a symptom of compulsory heterosexuality. Male celebrities / fictional characters are completely unattainable crushes, and thus it allows for the lesbian in question to distance themselves from men because it's impossible to ever be with that person. If that's just not like every fictional or celebrity man I've ever liked.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Real.
Nail on the head.
Real.
Anyways, I just had to circle that because I was like, you and I, we talk about male celebrities a lot. So, this applies to us hardcore.
Yeah. All the male celebrities that I liked as, like, a teenager, they were always, like, very feminine.
Oh, totally.
And my parents would be like, they look like girls. And I'd be like, yeah, that's why I like them. Still had no clue. Still took me 10 more years to figure it out.
The next little portion that I highlighted, and then I'll read you my annotations afterwards. You can identify as a lesbian if you've liked men in the past but no longer are attracted to them or want to pursue relationships with them. It doesn't make you any less of a lesbian. And I wrote, first time I read this, I cried. Mm-hmm. And I said, BRB sobbing. Mm-hmm. Just because, like, that did make me cry. I was so, like, convinced that because I had been in a straight relationship for 6 years that, like, that was my lot in life. Mm-hmm. I just had to be with a man, and I fucking hated it.
Yeah.
And so when I was like, oh my God, even though I've dated a man, I can be a lesbian? Mm-hmm. Oh my God. It was, like, revolutionary.
Yeah, I feel like there's, like, the idea that, like, you have to be gold star, which is just so not true.
Mm-mm.
Like, I feel like gold star lesbians are actually kind of rare. because compulsory heterosexuality is so strong.
Mm-hmm.
Or, I don't know, like, do you follow TikTok lesbians that much?
Yes.
Even Avery Cyrus is not a gold star.
No. And she's like the most lesbian to ever lesbian.
Yeah. Real.
Yeah. One of these days we'll have to go into like really make one of those like mind maps of like the TikTok lesbians, like, and how JoJo Siwa is connected to all of it.
Surely that exists already.
Yeah. Well, we can just review it. The next thing that I highlighted, and I just had to sit with this. If you've had a terrible experience with men and now would no longer like to date them because you don't see yourself being truly happy with a man and only want to date women, you can be a lesbian too. And that first time I read that, I was like, ah, oh my God, I can. Again, it felt like a big hug, but also a fucking slap to the face.
Yeah. I feel like when I read that, it kind of makes me think it's talking to like bisexuals who have trauma with men and like are lesbian by choice. Which I do believe the author of the Lesbian Master Doc later did come out as bisexual, so like I can see that. But I think that like, yeah, with lesbians, it's like even if you have had an experience with a man, like if you're a lesbian, you're a lesbian. Yeah.
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 That's like when I first was like discovering my sexuality, that fact was mind-boggling to me. I was like, whoa, I can be? Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah, we can be. Another just highlight. We don't want to actually date or have sex with a man ever. And I said, literally, sex with men feels so wrong.
Yeah. Yeah. Agree.
I
mean, imagine you're a male celebrity that you're like the most obsessed with.
Yeah.
If you ever had the chance, would you take it?
No.
Me either.
No. Get away from me.
I would literally throw up.
I like joke and hee hee ha ha.
Yeah.
Because it's fun to fangirl.
Yeah.
But if I saw a male, I'm naming names right now. If I saw Lino, I would run in the opposite fucking direction, bitch.
Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah.
I would want to be perceived, one, or to be anywhere near him because he's a man.
Yeah.
That's a boy.
That is.
And I don't like that.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Real. Yeah. I know. I feel like I do have a couple male celebrities where I'm like, oh my gosh, they're such good dancers. Oh my gosh, they like this, that.
Serve face, serve cunt.
Oh my God, serve face. Like there's no tomorrow.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
But if I ever had the chance, I literally want to fold in on myself just thinking about it.
Yeah.
I literally want to throw up.
Get away from me.
Yeah. I mean, as dancers, as artists, I have admiration.
Totally.
But I would say that, like, it's more of, because it's not, like, attraction that I'm experiencing.
No.
I'm like, whoa, he's so fine. But it's more of, like, being, like, aesthetically, I'm not articulating it right.
No, you're good. We can say that a man is attractive, aesthetic wise, but we can also at the same time not want to be with him. I think that is what I had a hard time with when I first was coming out, was like, okay, men that look like women are beautiful, but I don't want to be with them. What is, like, it was such a mind fuck, and still something I like have to process sometimes today. I'm gonna take care of Honey
for sure. Yeah, I feel like I definitely have some celebrities where, like, I'm like, damn, he's fine as fuck. Would never go there.
Never. The next portion I have highlighted was, You try to find ways to make yourself aroused by men by imagining them in all kinds of unusual scenarios until you hit one that appeals to you.
This already makes me feel ill.
You think?
Continue.
And I wrote, it's like a game in my head. I'm always checking myself, expecting there to be a gotcha, and then the gay police are going to take my flag away.
Mm-hmm.
And I think maybe this is just me being new to my identity.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm always assuming that, like, maybe something about my identity isn't real.
Yeah.
And that one of these days there's going to be a gotcha. And then someone's going to rip that beautiful pink flag out of my hands.
Here's the thing. Even if that did happen.
Yeah.
That, like, pink and blue one was pretty cute, too.
Yeah, but it never felt right.
I know. I feel that. No, I feel like it really is just, like, a time thing. And, like, a not being afraid of it.
Yeah.
And just being, like, sexuality is sexuality. Like, I know myself. And, like, it's just going to take time to build up that confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, now I'm kind of at this point where, like, I will joke. I'm, like, bisexual era. And but it's, like, a joke.
Yeah.
Because I'm, like, that will obviously never happen.
There's no way.
Yeah. But I literally can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you were beginning your, I guess, your experience as a gay woman, did you ever do the, like, sometimes I'll look around in a room and be like, if there's a man, I'd be like trying to, like, be like, am I attracted to him? Do you do that?
Oh, yeah. When I was a teenager, I would say more so, I was, like, trying to understand what it was that my friends were talking about.
Yeah.
Because, like, I would, like, objectively look at, like, different guys and be like, okay, like, what is it that makes guys attractive? Because, like, I don't understand. So I'd ask them and be like, what is it? And they're like, oh, biceps, abs, these, like, certain haircut, this certain style. So I'd be, like, trying to, like, put all these pieces together to try and see what makes men attractive. Because it just, like, felt like a puzzle I could never finish. And it just never really clicked for me.
Yeah.
Until I started seeing twinks that looked like butch lesbians.
Hey.
And then I was like, I'm so down bad, theoretically.
Theoretically, but never in practice.
Exactly. And then I discovered you can just, like, be into butch lesbians. And then I was like, damn. Damn. I'm down. Literally. Yeah.
Yeah. Crazy.
Ugh.
The next part I highlighted was you assume that it's some broken part of you that's stopping you. And I wrote, I legit went to the doctors. Which is a true thing that happened. I went to the doctors for, like, consecutively, like the gyno, the doctor, like 3 years in a row, like all the time, because I was like, something is wrong with my body. There's something medically wrong with me.
Because it just wasn't.
It was not working, girl.
Wasn't working.
It wasn't working.
I had that problem too.
And I was like, I'm broken. Truly. Which now I know I'm not.
Yeah.
It's just my body telling me no.
Yeah.
But truly, many doctors' bills.
Damn. Yeah, I kind of had that. I had accepted that about myself, like, back in high school. Like, when I was a teenager, I was like, there's something wrong with me. Yeah. I do not care about sex and crushes and, like, boys the way that all the people around me do. I'm asexual. I'm just broken. Like, I'm just not. Yeah. And I just kind of accepted that very, very, very early on. Yeah. And so then it was more of, like, kind of a surprise when I was like, oh, I kind of do like something. Yeah.
Just not with boys.
Yeah. Real. Because I just grew up so religious. It was like girls weren't an option. I didn't even know gay people existed. So it was just, like, hard to comprehend.
Another one that is like, oof, hits me in the chest was, you view relationships with men as a chore, a burden, or something to just deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah, heavy on that.
It was like a job.
It was like I was applying for a job.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was playing a part.
Yeah, it was like you're fulfilling this role
Yeah.
that's like prescribed to you by society.
Yeah. And none of which, I mean, like, some, I guess, bits of me in there were real, but not a whole lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it was performative.
Yeah.
Which makes me kind of feel guilty now.
But it just is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah. I was definitely just trying to, like, replicate what my perception of, like, what a straight relationship should be like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same.
But here I am now.
Here we are, both of us.
Yeah. Because I've been out for, at this point, 5 years? Oh my god,
yeah.
Wait, what? 5 years?
Yeah.
2020, 21, 22, 23, 24. Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy. I've been fully identifying as a lesbian for almost 5 years now.
Wow. Yeah. I can't wait to get there.
You're gonna get there, girl.
I'll get there.
And you'll feel so confident in it too.
I know.
Like, after a couple of years and like a couple of like crazy crash out girlfriends, you're just like, yeah, I'm gay.
Yeah.
There's no way I would put up with that shit if I wasn't gay as hell.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
Yeah.
I would say I'm more confident in it now that I'm single.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the fuck that is, but I had the one experience. I'm like, oh yeah, this title, this thing, this makes sense for me in my life.
Yeah.
But you know, still the society.
Yeah.
Society still gets to me.
I know that I'm gay because I've done things for girls where, like, I would never even consider a fraction of it for a man. I've bent my own rules.
Yeah.
I've crashed out.
Yeah.
I've done shit for girls that no straight woman would do.
No.
I know I'm gay.
Yeah.
I'm so gay, I'm stupid sometimes.
Give an example.
I mean, I dated an Nepo baby for almost had a second date in Costa Rica. A girl flew out for a second date.
Yes. That's crazy.
That was crazy.
Wait, did you fly there or she flew to you? Both?
She flew to me.
She flew to you.
Yeah, that's right.
How far was the flight?
She flew from Mexico
to Costa Rica?
Mm-hmm.
How long is that?
A couple hours, I don't know. Not crazy.
Well, I would say hopping on
a second
plane,
date.
Yeah, hopping on a plane
wild.
for a second date is like really intense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is pretty intense.
It is pretty intense. And she was like a really intense person, yeah.
She was a really intense person, yeah. Yeah, eventually, like, so I ended up going to see her in Mexico City after the whole, like, Costa Rica visit, and it, like, didn't go well. Like, Costa Rica went good, but, like, Mexico City did not go well. I was like, oh, actually, we don't know each other that well.
Yeah.
And, like, you're kind of a rude person. And I was like, I gotta go.
Yeah.
But then I got, like, I got stuck in that trap of, like, still text messaging for a couple months after, and I eventually just had to cut her off because it was just so intense.
So after you guys saw each other, was there any labeling or no? Just texting?
We were girlfriends.
You were girlfriends?
We were
texting
girlfriends.
long distance?
Yeah.
I did not know
We
this.
became official after Costa Rica.
So official?
We were like, we're down.
Official after how many days?
Literally, because we went on a date in Mexico City. It was like really last minute too. It was like not even like a crazy date. And then we were like messaging and stuff after that. And she was like, I like fucked off to Belize and Guatemala. And she was like, come back to Mexico. And I was like, no. And I was like, you can meet me in Costa Rica though. Because like my friend that I was traveling with, she also met a guy in Mexico City. And he was also like, will you come back to Mexico? And she was like, no. but we were told both of them, you guys can come meet us in Costa Rica.
Yeah.
And so when me and my friend got to Costa Rica, we split up and we were like, it's our vacation era.
Mm-hmm.
And each of our boos from Mexico City flew in to meet us, and we each had like a separate little like vacation in Costa Rica.
Crazy.
Hers went really badly.
Yeah.
And she left it early.
Yeah.
Mine went really well, and we became official at the end of it.
Uh-huh.
Literally, it's a second date in another country. It was like 5 days long.
Oh, 5 days long.
She came to see me for like 5 days.
That's not the most U-Haul thing to ever
It was
fucking
super
happen.
U-Haul.
Super
It was
U-Haul.
crazy. Yeah. So second date, she flies to Costa Rica, stays for 5 days.
Uh-huh.
We become official at the end of it. I cry when she leaves,
Uh-huh.
and we continue text messaging.
Did you ever say I love you?
Yeah. I think later on. I don't think there.
Okay.
I don't think it was there.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, so we like keep messaging. I do the rest of the countries on my trip,
Mm-hmm.
and then I end up going to Mexico City to visit her, and it was terrible.
Mm.
It was such a shit show.
Mm.
Yeah. Nightmare, honestly.
Yeah.
And I literally was so stressed and anxious. I think I cried literally in the taxi drive to her house because I was like already so stressed out and like could tell it was like a bad vibe. And I ended up leaving her house early. I just like packed up my suitcase and was like, I'm going. And like I went and stayed. My friend that I had traveled Central America with, she had a friend who had just moved to Mexico City.
Uh-huh.
And so I was like, you're my friend-in-law. Maybe we're not friends directly. You're my friend-in-law. I'm going to come stay with you. And she was kind of pissed off at me at first.
Oh, no.
She was kind of annoyed at me. But then we ended up becoming super close. And when I was on my road trip, she would call me like every day.
Oh.
So, yeah. So I just hung out with that friend and just chilled the rest of my time. And like I actually did see that girl again. We like went on like a lunch date or something, like a closure, like say goodbye. And like she said,
of course, that's the most lesbian thing to ever happen. Go on a closure date.
I know. So
oh my
lesbian.
God.
We hung out I think a couple times actually. But yeah, and then when we said goodbye, I think she cried, and I was just like, bye, because I was like, I'm never gonna see you again.
Yeah.
She was like, I hope we see each other again, and in my head I'm like, I'm never gonna see you again.
No way.
And then I left, and we kept texting for a couple more months, and I went on this big road trip. She was still texting me. I went to Europe. She was still texting me. And then I was traveling Europe with my like Australian friends, and my friend I was with was just like, you gotta stop texting your ex. And I was like, you're so right. I gotta stop this shit. Like 25-year-old ladies don't text their ex.
No.
So right before my 25th birthday, I sent her a message and was like, we can't talk anymore.
See, I love those birthday realizations.
Because you also had a birthday realization.
I also had a birthday realization. Right before I turned 24 is when I called it quits with the guy I dated for 6 years. And it was because in my head, I was like, damn, am I going to go into being 24 still putting up with this bullshit and being unhappy? And then I was like, no. And then that was the decision, and I did it immediately.
I love that.
There was like no thinking about it.
I love
was
that.
Just done.
That's beautiful.
And yeah, did I have a birthday? Oh, and then I did shrooms.
Beautiful.
And then, best combo. I mean, yeah, it was beautiful. Fresh out of the breakup, just 24, on my birthday. Oh my God, I was talking to the trees.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah. So.
Yeah, those birthday breakups. They hit.
They hit. Something about them.
Yeah. My last ex, I broke up with her 2 weeks after her birthday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, gee.
She crashed out really hard, and I was just like, I'm gonna come get my stuff.
That was valid.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. Bitches be crazy.
Yeah.
Bitches be crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, this is one I know you'll relate to that I highlighted.
Oh my gosh, we're still doing the Master Dog.
Oh my God.
Sidetrack.
Sidetrack. I mean, the whole episode is supposed to be about being gay, so there's no
Yay.
sidetrack happening
Being
here.
chaotic is about being gay.
Exactly. Okay, so the first one is definitely me. The second one, I think, is you. And then also what I added, I think, is also you.
Okay, let's hear it.
So I'm constantly testing my attraction to men. I pick one or more conveniently attractive men in the room, and I try to force myself to be attracted to them. That's the first part. The second part is I like the idea of being with a man, but anytime a man makes a move on me, I get incredibly uncomfortable. And then I highlighted that and said this, but then using a man as a shield against other men being interested in me.
Yes, I feel like this was a much younger version of myself, though.
Yeah.
I feel like I did the, like, testing attraction thing when I was, like, a teenager.
Yeah.
And then used the man as a shield thing when I was, like, in college.
Your first relationship with a guy.
Yeah, but that was, like, 6 years ago.
Yeah.
You know? So I feel like I'm so far removed from that.
Yeah.
But where are you at with it?
Oh, I mean, not with a man, so I'm not using a man as a shield.
Yeah.
But, like, in college when I was dating a guy, we were long distance.
Yeah, I had a long distance boyfriend, too.
Yeah. And so even though I wasn't near him physically, I could still use the excuse of, like, oh, I have a boyfriend, if there was any man trying to be weird with me.
Totally.
And that kind of, like, got them away for the most part.
Yeah.
Because I was always kind of, like, it was uncomfortable to, like, be perceived by men in, like, I don't know, a sexual way.
Oh, 100%.
And so, yeah, I'd just be like, I have a boyfriend. Excuse. And so I kind of, like, use that as a shield, as, like, get away from me.
I had that in college, too.
Yeah.
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 Very convenient.
Very convenient.
Loved having a boyfriend in college.
Only had to see
Long
him for
distance.
a few weeks. Other than that, I could do my own thing.
Oh, my gosh.
Yes, another one. I can fantasize about men and finding men attractive, but thinking about realistically being with a man makes my stomach churn. And I said, makes me actually want to puke.
That's so real.
Yeah.
That's so real. I would rather... There's so many things. I can never have sex with a man ever again.
No! There's no way.
They could be the hottest man alive. I couldn't do it.
I wouldn't do it. Doing that to myself would be self-harm.
I'm literally
I just saw
giving
you jump.
myself the chills.
I just saw you jump.
I was thinking about it and I was like, huh.
Yeah, hooking up with a guy at this point in my life would literally be an act of self-harm.
Yeah.
It would be psychological torture.
I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it.
No.
I can never do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is a...
What? You say it.
This is a man-free zone.
Man-free zone?
I literally...
Girl Island? No man allowed. Except Will.
This is TMI.
Tell me all about it, baby.
I literally got a new IUD so that I would have one that a man had never touched.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
That's valid, though.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Like, that was a huge relief for me. Getting my second IUD, I was like, no man has ever touched this.
Or will they?
No. Yeah.
Slay. I meant nor will they. Not
yeah.
You know what I mean.
I know what you mean. Yeah. And again, my ex-boyfriend was my best relationship.
Yeah. You're still friends with him.
I'm still friends with him. We just talked on the phone last week.
Crazy.
But I could never, ever go there with any man. Ever again.
No.
Yeah. I've seen the light.
Yeah. Thank fucking God.
Thank fucking God.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I've seen the light and it looks like a vagina.
It does. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. I know, and it's like, shit. once you, I don't know, there's no coming back from that.
There's no coming back. Once you're a carpet muncher, always a carpet muncher.
Real.
Uh-huh.
I feel traumatized. No. Keep going. I don't want my ex-boyfriend to feel bad if he listens to this.
He won't feel bad. I hope my ex-boyfriend feels bad.
Yeah, he should feel bad. He sucks.
Should
He's
feel
a fucking
bad.
piece of shit.
My friends call him Voldemort.
As they should.
He who shall not be motherfucking named, bitch.
Yeah, he fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, this one's a crazy one.
Okay.
Crazy. You don't have much of an emotional reaction to kissing or being otherwise physical with a man, or you hate it, dislike it. Feeling numb or disassociating or crying during after sex with men. Being bored with sex with men, not understanding what the big deal is. Doing it anyway out of obligation or desire to be a good sport or being nice to them. I highlighted all of that.
Mm-hmm.
And then in the margins wrote, I used to count to 100 or do the ABCs to pass time. I would tell myself, you can be done once you reach 500. Or when I did the ABCs 4 times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah.
An interesting thing about being raised religious and being surrounded by straight women.
Yeah.
Is they do not really express sexual desire or sexual pleasure.
Okay.
Like a lot of the straight women I was around, they did not enjoy sex. So I was like, that's normal.
Okay.
And I kind of grew up with this mindset of like, sex is kind of like a favor or like a gift that the woman gives to the man. It's like a favor we're doing.
Yeah.
It's not something we necessarily enjoy, but it's like, here you go, buddy.
Yeah.
That was my perception of straight sex.
Yeah.
And it turns out, actually, some straight women really enjoy sex.
That's crazy.
That's a thing.
That's a thing.
And it wasn't until I was friends with like a bunch of hoes.
Yeah.
Love my hoe friends. Like, they're my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, oh, no, you're supposed to enjoy sex.
Yeah.
Oh, you're supposed to be enthusiastic about it. You're supposed to want to do it and not just be like, well, I guess since you want to so bad.
Yeah. Apparently you're not supposed to count to 100 or do your ABCs or think about women when hooking up with a man.
Yeah.
News to me, girl. News to me.
Yeah. I would think about other stuff too.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, what groceries do I have to get?
Yeah. I would kind of try to meditate.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I would like think about a stream, like a river.
Mm-hmm.
I would meditate.
That's healthy. Whereas I was like, A, B, C, D. And moving on from the men. Interest in women. The one that I highlighted that I noted, and I'm curious to see your take on this too. Being utterly fascinated by any lesbians you know or see in media, thinking they're ultra cool people. And I wrote, I remember seeing my first lesbian couple that I met, and I could not stop looking at them. I was obsessed. I remember when I was like 9 years old, maybe, seeing my first lesbian couple in real life that I like knew were lesbian. And I didn't even know what a lesbian was at that point. Really. It was my aunt's birthday party. And she had 2 friends that were lesbians and dating each other. And it was like a camping trip. So everyone was camping. And so these girls were all over each other the whole time, like sitting in each other's lap, holding hands, kissing. And I was just like, what is this? And sometime down the line, someone explained to me, like, oh, those are lesbians. And I was just like, okay. And I just, like, could not, that whole camping trip, I was just, like, obsessed with staring at them. Like, in a childlike curious way, like, I was trying to untangle what was happening, because I only had ever seen straight people. And so I was like, 2 girls? I didn't even know that could happen.
Right.
And I was so fascinated. So fascinated. Loved it.
Amazing.
Yeah.
I love that.
Do you remember the first lesbian couple you saw or, like, interacted with?
I don't know, because, like, I grew up not really knowing gay people existed until my church was, like, advocating against gay marriage. That was my introduction to gay people, was, like, these people are a thing. They're trying to ruin families and marriage. Was like, oh, didn't even know that was an option. Okay. But I would say not until, like, much later in life, probably. I remember, like, when, like, Ellen and Portia got married.
Yeah.
Being, like, really obsessed with, like, their wedding photos. I was just like, oh, this is just so wholesome.
Yeah.
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 And I think I saw Orange is the New Black, like, in high school or something.
Oh, Ruby Rose. You did it?
I had a friend who was really obsessed with her.
She was definitely, I was like, oh, there's something happening there for me.
I don't think there's anyone on that show who's my type.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. But it was like, oh, this is a thing.
Oh, yeah. I was so into it.
Yeah.
But also, like, not recognizing why.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I don't know. Like, I wasn't really around a lot of gay people. Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh, I remember on exchange, there was this one lesbian couple, a French girl and a Brazilian girl. And I did think they were really cool. Like, I was kind of intimidated by them because it was like, they're so cool. And I didn't really talk to them that much. But, like, one of my other friends was, like, really good friends with them. And I was just always, like, would hear, like, how they were doing or whatever. And I was just like, oh, they're so cool. Yeah, so I just, like, looked up to them a lot. Yeah. Didn't really know why. Didn't really register. Yeah. But, yeah.
This next portion, I think I'm just going to read all of the highlighted parts and then we can go over it. It's called The Straight Version of You. Thinking all straight girls feel at least some attraction to women. Thinking that your interest in seeing attractive women, scantily clad women / boobs, is an artificial reaction caused by the objectification of women in media. Being really into how women look aesthetically and just as an aesthetic interest.
My Tumblr blog.
Your Tumblr blog, for sure. Thinking it's objective and uncontested that almost all women find more women attractive than men.
I thought it was just an objective fact that women are more attractive than men.
Yes, 100%. I've thought that my entire life.
Yeah, me too.
I was like, oh, doesn't everyone just think girls are prettier than men?
Yeah, I was like, that's just a fact
true.
of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. Okay. Being a really intense LGBT ally and getting weirdly emotional about homophobia, but assuming you're just a really good ally and very empathetic.
Yeah.
Totally.
Been there.
I would crash out in high school because I was like, gay rights. But, like, I had no idea why.
Yeah.
Now this one, definitely me. Having, like, half of your friend group from school turn out to be LGBT. Oh my god, every single one of them is like a homosexual.
Everyone's a fucking gay.
Oh my god. And then having had people think you were gay when you had no suspicion you were gay.
I don't know if I had that.
When I knew you, I did not think you were gay.
Okay.
But in high school, I've told you this. My friend and I pretended to date each other
as
to
a joke.
Quote unquote prank our other friends and to think we were into thinking we were dating.
That was your first girlfriend.
I don't know about that. We did do that for like several weeks, like maybe even a month. Held hands, She walked me to class. We'd take our lunches together. My mom even thought we were dating.
What a funny prank.
And we were like, haha, no, it's just a prank. To us, to each other. We're like, oh yeah, this is the best prank we've ever played on everyone.
What's the joke?
And then everyone just assumed we were dating.
As you do.
And why did we do that? I don't know.
It's so funny.
I don't know why we did that.
It's so funny.
But, yeah, that was, like, really gay of us. I don't know where she is in life currently, if she is gay, but I think about her sometimes.
Yeah. I feel like you have that, like, homoerotic friendship.
Oh, definitely.
That's, like, kind of questionable.
Yeah.
I had that one friend who wanted to see my boobs.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
we've all had friends want to see her boobs.
Hey. It happens.
It happens.
Yeah.
I'll show anyone my boobs if they're a girl, at least.
I feel like some of the friends you've told me about that wanted to see your boobs, I have my suspicions about them. I'm just like, why would they want to do that?
Well, see, her excuse was that she wanted to see white girl boobs.
But I don't know. I've seen a picture of her. I've seen a video of her. And at this point, I'm convinced.
You're convinced?
I'm convinced.
We'll see what happens. We'll see how it plays out.
I feel like she's going to compet herself all the way to the altar. But there's a little lesbian in there. You can cut that.
I will. The last portion we'll go through. Okay. You might be a lesbian if, and I'm just going to read the highlighted parts that I thought pertained to me or you.
Okay.
You wished you were a lesbian so you could escape the discomfort of dating men.
Mm-hmm.
Men are okay in theory, but terrible in practice.
Mm-hmm.
You find yourself trying to be romantically or sexually appealing to men, even if you're not interested in them. As a child, you always thought you'd either never get married or platonically marry a friend.
That one's real as fuck.
That one's so real.
The other one's not as much, but this one's real.
That one's real. You can't imagine having a happy and fulfilling future with a man.
Yep.
Cannot.
Mm-mm.
You feel like you're performing your attraction to men. Yep. It was all performative.
That was me.
And you think your feelings for women don't count, or that all women have feelings like that, but they're not valid because you think it's a phase that everyone
I thought
goes
we were
through.
just really good friends.
Hey.
Yeah.
Besties.
Yeah.
We're just really good friends.
Just such good friends. Close.
That want to see each other's boobs.
Right?
There's
totally normal girl stuff.
There's nothing gay about wanting to see boobs.
Right.
Nothing gay about it.
I tell myself as I reblog nudes to my lesbian Tumblr.
Yeah, I tell myself as I pretend to date one of my friends from high school because we thought it would be a really good joke.
Yeah. Yeah. Some random gay anecdotes I could share.
Share 'em.
One time, a guy tried to kiss me. Who, like, at the time, I had the vague notion of, like, a crush on.
Yeah.
Of, like, what I thought to be a crush at the time.
Valid.
And I didn't do it because in the back of my mind, I was like, well, I want my first kiss to be a girl. Didn't realize it was a lesbian. Yeah.
On the same kind of note of that, the time a guy tried to kiss me, he leaned down. I jumped back, threw up both hands in a peace sign, and said, I gotta go. And I turned around and I sprinted, full on sprinted, in the other direction.
Yeah. Been there.
I was like, bye.
Yeah.
Runs away.
I had a similar thing in high school. A guy tried to kiss, he like hugged me and then went and tried to kiss me. I ducked my head down, twisted under his arm, and like dodged away. Yeah.
Yeah.
Never kissed him. Thank
Good.
God.
Thank God.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Can you imagine?
Ugh.
Thank God I'm a lesbian. Oh my God. God.
Give me the heebie-jeebies.
So, what's another gay anecdote? Let's see.
Another gay anecdote is I love having sex with women.
That's real. That's real.
Real.
Mm-hmm.
Not super funny, but just truthful.
Yeah. I know. To the point where, like, I've overstayed in bad relationships because I'm like,
You were too down.
yeah.
She was too mask for you. Or just the, not too mask for you, but like the right amount of mask for you.
No.
No? Ooh, you could have gone further?
I could have gone further with the mask. Yeah, next time, I'm going to hold out next time.
Okay.
I'm holding out.
Holding out.
Like, I'm so firm in, like, my single euphoria where the next woman that I were to date, if I were to date again, would have to surpass my expectations.
Oh, totally.
Would have to blow me away.
Yeah.
Would have to have some, like, pretty good carpentry skills, probably.
Yeah.
Because if you can't build me a table,
what are you doing?
What are you bringing to the table?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm holding out.
Period.
No more of these, like, femmes who are experiencing with their, like, aesthetic and their presentation. I've had enough. No more.
No more.
No more.
Except if God dealt me a femme.
There you go.
I would say, thank you.
The last girl I dated was a femme, and she got, like, a bob.
She was
and
not femme.
She was femme, and then she got a bob, and she was like, I'm so butch now. I was like, you literally cut your hair, like, 6 inches.
Maybe she was femme. I look at her and I go,
She was not that mask.
She wasn't mask, but she wasn't femme either. She was, like, in the middle.
She was when I met her.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. And then she kind of started to, like, get into a little bit of a tomboy era.
I'm gonna state something controversial.
Go for it.
The next person you date, they shouldn't wear hats.
No. Wait, why? Explain.
I mean, maybe it's just me. I have a vendetta against hats.
What's the deal with hats?
I just don't like them. As a stylistic choice. And then all the photos you've shown me of her, she's like
wearing a hat.
a really obnoxiously big hat.
She does wear a lot of obnoxious hats, I will say.
And so I just, maybe that next mask lady for you.
Yeah.
Shouldn't wear hats. Or if she does wear a hat, baseball cap. That could be cute.
Oh, she wore a lot of those too.
Oh.
See, I do love, like, some sun protection.
Okay.
So I'm down for a hat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But, yeah, I will say she'd wear a lot of hats. Let's see.
She also, can I do another diss?
Oh, go for it.
She had an evil look in her eye.
Oh, yeah, she was pure evil. For sure.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Worked hand in hand with Satan.
Absolute. Was raised by Satan himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, she was truly terrible.
Yeah.
She called a grocery store cashier a cunt because she wouldn't sell her alcohol without an ID. She was like, that's bad customer service.
See, that's fucking crazy.
Yeah, she's fucking crazy.
You know what?
Wait, I have a list. I made a list.
Yeah, of all the crazy things?
Yeah, remember?
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Should we save that? I think we should save it.
We should save it.
Because that's enough. Because, God, that's a lot of content.
That's an episode in itself.
That's an episode in itself. Our crazy exes.
You're so right. You're so right.
We have some tales to tell.
I know. This has been a little teaser.
This has been a little teaser.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But, yeah, and I was the first girl she dated. So I got to bear the brunt of all of her internalized homophobia.
Ouchies.
Yeah. Which, like, I love baby gays. I don't really want to date them. I've done my time.
Yeah.
I've been there. I've dated them.
That's okay.
I've been a baby gay.
I've
dated a baby gay.
As one herself, that's okay.
I wouldn't count you as, like, you're not like an infant.
No.
You've dated a girl.
I dated a girl. I'm just figuring myself out.
You're chilling.
Yeah. Trying to get over my shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. All that stuff I read in the master doc. Working through it, baby.
Hey,
working through it.
Honestly, with time.
Yeah. With time and my therapist, Lisa.
Hell yeah.
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 Who, by the way, ate popcorn in our session.
Do you have a thing with chewing?
I don't have a thing with chewing. I just thought it was kind of crazy that she was eating popcorn while I was talking about my trauma.
That's kind of a lot.
And I haven't booked with her since.
Yeah, that's kind of a lot.
Kind of turned me off.
Are you looking in the market for a new therapist?
No, not currently, because I would say I'm doing pretty well emotionally.
Uh-huh.
But who knows when I'll crash out again.
Hey.
We're all capable.
We are.
I did cry in the bathroom this week, so.
Who hasn't? No. Not to dismiss. Just to validate.
No, I totally
Yeah,
read
this
that.
is totally a week for crying in the bathroom.
Oh, totally.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you have a lot you're preparing for right now.
I do.
Okay, so what is your anniversary of realizing you're a lesbian? What's your lesbian anniversary?
Wasn't it April of 2024?
Okay. Mine's February of 2020.
Well,
so we should celebrate.
We should.
Yeah.
When it rolls around.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be like, 1 year.
1 year.
1 year.
Yeah. The guy I was like kind of vaguely seeing when I realized I was a lesbian. Dumped him 2 days after his birthday.
You know what? But we did talk about birthday breakups.
Yeah.
He probably went through something he needed to go through.
Yeah, I set him free.
You set him free.
Yeah.
It was, you breaking up with him was a blessing.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And on that note, I don't know how long we've fucking been recording.
Probably a long ass time.
A long ass time.
Thanks, fam. Oh, an hour and a half.
An hour and a half. Perfect. Perfect amount.
Yeah.
For me to work with.
We can cut out.
We can cut out some bits and bobs. Put elevator music over it.
We got 2 mics now.
We got 2 mics now.
Holy shit.
Holy shit. Do you think we should break out the mics when we talk to Beaumont in our fan call?
That might be crazy.
Be like, hey, you want some really good audio? We got you.
How do we do that? Could we practice? Because I think that we could record it on here and do another audio from the laptop.
Yeah, because this screen records.
Yeah. So we could do it on here.
We could
even set up with the mic stand here and here so he can't see the mic.
Oh, okay. So we're being incognito about it.
I don't know. Just trying to keep it profesh. Yeah.
Hey, Beaumont, you want to come on our podcast?
Okay, I've actually been thinking about, like, what should we talk to him about?
Yeah.
Like, what should we say?
Yeah.
And my thoughts are, like, should we stop the recording?
Oh, no, keep it going.
Okay.
Remember, we said we were going to end with bullshit.
Yeah, okay.
Okay.
So, we do have a fan call coming up with Beaumont.
Beaumont, ex-K-pop trainee.
Who crashed out.
On live.
And he just posted on TikTok addressing his crash out. So I feel like it's fair game to bring it up in the fan call.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like we can bring it up and just be like, hey, Beaumont, we think you're real as fuck.
We think you're real as fuck.
We think you're hella cool.
Yeah.
Like, how are you doing? How was the vibe after the whole crash out situation?
Yeah.
Because that seemed insane.
Yeah.
And then we can just ask him how that was.
Uh-huh.
And then just be like, you're real as fuck. We love that you're, like, speaking up about mental health and how those comments impact people.
Yep.
Because that's so true.
True.
People get so parasocial.
And we wish more idols would crash out like he did.
Yeah. Because the fans need to get put in their place sometimes.
They're fucking crazy.
Yeah. Let's be so real. And then we can tell him, we really want to go to your show in San Francisco.
Yes.
We're just trying to figure out how to make it work. Because
Yeah.
it's a 5-hour drive.
It is.
In the middle of the week.
A Wednesday.
And my ex-girlfriend lives there.
Like, really close.
Really close. So we'll just explain the situation to him. And we'll get his thoughts.
Yeah. Be like, how should we handle the whole ex-girlfriend thing?
Yeah.
Do we go? Do we not go?
Yeah.
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 Because I bet, I was just talking to my aunt, I bet we could stay at her house.
Okay.
Yeah. Totally. We don't need an Airbnb.
No.
Fuck spending money.
Fuck that.
Yeah.
I really, the more I've been thinking about it, I kind of do want to go to Beaumont's show. But I want to talk to him about it. I want to be like, he's
gonna convince us.
He's gonna convince us
he's
to go.
He's obviously gonna be like, it's gonna be fun as fuck.
I want to be convinced by Beaumont.
Yeah. No, totally. And I'm so down for a side quest.
Yeah.
I'm so down to just work. Come on. You know, I'll take a day off. I'll take 2 days off. It's
Yeah.
okay. We'll survive.
Yeah.
So
I know. Right? It's so worth it.
it's so worth it.
Yeah.
To go and see Beaumont.
For Beaumont? Oh my
Yeah.
god.
Me
Gotta do it.
and I, me, me,
No, he has a new song
me,
coming out.
myself, and I.
He's dumb. Dance Under Moonlight or something.
Are you-
It's literally dead ass. I'm gonna show you right now.
Oh my god. He did not.
Yes, dead ass. Oh my gosh, honestly, we should just do a K-pop podcast because like we've really come to life all of a sudden.
We all that
Dancing Until Moonlight.
dumb. Oh my
Dumb.
god. See, the serious shit doesn't work for us.
No.
No. I am revived when I talk about feminine men.
Oh my god. I took the day off work today and I spent the whole day down a K-pop rabbit hole.
I know. I looked at how many you sent me like 14 TikToks.
Did I send you 14?
Something like that.
Holy shit. Yeah, I was like, oh god, sorry, Kim.
No. Don't apologize. Keep it coming.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm eating it up.
Okay.
Literally.
Yeah, I was really into K-pop when I was like in high school
Mhm.
because my parents were really strict and I wasn't allowed to listen to music that had bad words in it.
Mhm.
So I was like, bet I'm not going to listen to music with any English in it.
Yeah.
Then you guys won't know. You won't hear the bad words.
You won't.
So I was super into French rap.
Mhm.
I was really into like Spanish reggaeton and I was really into K-pop.
Mhm.
And also I dabbled with other languages too, for sure. But those were like my 3 main categories.
Yeah.
And I got super into K-pop.
Mhm.
And that was like, I think 2012 to 2016 was like
Mhm.
my peak time
Yeah.
into K-pop. And then I've like checked in a couple of times here and there. I checked in for a little bit in 2020,
Mhm.
but now I'm like hardcore back into it. Like I'm like my inner teenager's been unleashed.
And I love that. I think
Thanks.
being an adult is liking the things you wouldn't let yourself like divulge into.
Mhm. It's like now I'm just as crazy, but I have adult money.
Oh my god, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling.
It is a good feeling. Well, your laptop is about to die. Should we just call it
It sure is.
it now?
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I'm still going to plug my laptop in
okay.
because that's what you do. But
There we go.
she's all plugged in.
She's all plugged in. That's what she said.
What would that be an innuendo for?
A vibrator? No.
She's all plugged in?
She's all plugged in. A robot? I don't know.
I don't know.
Let your mind wander.
Yeah.
Make it work.
Anyways, this was Girl Island.
Anyways, this was Girl Island.
Our little intro pod.
Yeah.
Our introductory episode.
More chaos to come, I
Yeah.
guess. We're just fucking around.
Yeah, I know it. It's only down from here. All right.
All right.
Next time, we'll probably be about 10 times more unhinged.
We're going to talk about our exes.
Oh, make it 100.
Yeah. It's going to go crazy. So
Oh, yeah. Whatever little taste you got of that in this episode, be
Allison
ready.
has some stories, and I can't wait for them to be unleashed.
Dear God, give me strength.
Okay. Well, we love you.
Bye, girlies.
Mwah.